Alrighty then. Uh, Hello everybody. It is, it is I, Yuzura. It is good to be streaming again. Sort of. I mean, I'm glad, but I'm also a little bit nervous because of how this whole situation is. Because okay, I hope the audio is coming out well. I'm gonna try testing something quick. Okay, testing. Okay, I'm testing the volume to... Yeah, okay, the game is too loud. Oops. Okay, how does this sound? Okay, it sounds better. A lot better. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, like I had okay, maybe I haven't explained it in full details, but my whole setup is super scuffed right now. I am not, because I am not home, per se, or home to my desktop PC. I am I've been visiting my parents, and the only thing I can use to stream is this very inked up laptop that has a damaged keypad. So I don't even know how long this is gonna last per se, but hopefully it's not like I'm out of games entirely. So that is why today we're gonna be trying to stream 4208 Shibuya Scramble. Emphasis on trying, because I don't know how long this will actually last. That being said, the stream is going to be relatively short because, one, I don't know how much it lasted. Two, I can't normally stream long because I'm at my parents' place. So, that being said, let's get started on the game. You want the guide to gameplay display. Recommend that for first time players. Okay, sure. Here's a work of fiction. Sorry, there. Okay. All I gotta know is this is not real. This is all in the realm of fiction. What's up? What the hell? Fumio Kitagami Takeo Leon. Or I butchered that name. Denisuke Kudo, Jack Woodyard. I missed the last name. Oh look, it's Shibuya Crossing. I was there like earlier this year. The writers. Well, this song is kind of funky. I like it. Oh, again, let me know if the volume's too loud. I'll try to just sing it on my end. It's pretty loud on my end. I didn't see a volume adjuster in the settings earlier. The world doesn't change so easy. Yeah, it's catchy. I like it. Oh, the 109 building! Live action director. a lot of credits. What the heck? What is it? Oh, it's a blimp. Okay. A hostage situation. It's off the bat. What the heck? Oh. Itajima. I've been... Is he trying to say I've been deceived? What the heck is going on? Oh. I don't know what to make of that, but okay. Guess that's the opening. Interesting. A hostage situation. Shibuya's story is yours to tell. Is it now? Hachi. As you play through the game, the various mechanics will be explained. 428, you follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. Your decisions impact their experiences as you read the story. But what does the day hold in store? Their fate is in your hands. Hopefully, you can see them all through to the end. Oh shoot, is someone gonna die based on my actions? Oh no. Part, you have two characters, Shinya Kano and Aichi Endo. Begin by checking out Kano's story. Oh god, I'm gonna need somebody. I know some of my friends have played this game, so I'm gonna have to ask them for help to make sure I don't get a bad ending. Oh. Oh. Is this the man who was tied up in the sack earlier? Or had the sack placed on his head? 2 more minutes to go. Yakata noted the time again on his watch, scowling at the slow creep of the second. Time was 9:58 a.m. Furo's consternation increased his forehead. He wasn't nervous, but he knew better than to expect everything to go smoothly. A level head was proving rather difficult. There was no room for failure. Lives are on the line here. Oh. Days. Going to show up? Where would he be coming from? How would he make his approach? Oh, just looking at this scene is making me miss visiting Japan. Oh, hey, Legal, what's going on? Scramble was packed as ever. A throng of people crossing this way, not blissfully unaware. Tons of detectives hidden in its midst. Ooh. Right? Another minute and a half. Alright. Kano glanced at his watch yet again. Here, 30 seconds have passed. Kano. Oh, he's a detective. Interesting. Okay. Detective Kano has been with the enforcement arm, Shibuya's criminal affairs section, for a year now, but he's never done part of an operation this big before. A young woman standing beside the statue of it. It was small enough to get lost in the crowd, and she carried a nondescript attaché case. That's how you pronounce it? Also, legal, if you're still here, could you let me know if I sound good? Because I am using a and a mic built in through that, so I just want to make sure my voice is coming out well. Dude, these have more cutaways than like an Indian soap drama. It's coming out good right now? Great. Tomi Osawa, age 19th. The attaché case in her hands contained a full 50 million yen in cash. 50 mil? Okay. His sister Maria had been kidnapped. This was a ransom payment. Called Hitomi last night. Sorry, the culprit had called Hitomi last night. Oh, referring to her by name and telling her to wait by the statue Hachiko in Shibuya. It was almost time, but I was staring fixedly at the second hand of his watch. A homeless man sitting on the sidewalk murmured just loud enough. Come on, Kano, quit looking at your watch so much. Napper sees you. Kano tried to look nonchalant as he lifted his eye. The character continued. Nervous. Just relax already. You're the one acting suspicious, Sasayama. Would some homeless man be talking to me? Yuji Sasamoya was the... Some words and phrases in the text appear. These are called tips. Tab to underline a tip. You read some extra info relating to the word or phrase. There are tips containing general knowledge, ones that are marked with a magnifying glass and a 428 respectively. Yuji Sasayama was the senior officer of the Shibuya Precinct's Criminal Affairs Division, 5 years older than Kano. Name: Shibuya Central Precinct, responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people, 32 neighborhoods, including Uehara. He's so bad. But Japanese name's so bad. Okay, Uehara, Sudanicho, Udagawacho, Ebisunishi, Ebisunami, Oyamacho, Kamiyamacho, Sakura Gautacho, Sasazuka, Saragakucho, Shibuya, Shoto, Jingume, Shinsensho, Jinnan, Senegaya, Daikanyamacho, Dogen Zaka, Omigaya, Nan Daicho, Ishihara, Atagaya, Hachiyamacho, Hatsudai, Higashi, Hiro, Hanmachi, Maruyo Macho, Moto Yoyogi, and Yogogi Kami Zonocho. Oh, that was horrible. Oops. Please don't kill me, anybody, for bad pronunciation. I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm sorry. He always went a little overboard with the disguises. It was all part of the job, but word around the station was that he just liked playing dress up. Sasayama lurched to his feet and shuffled in close to Kano. Hey, knock that off. Hitting for the part, Sasayama reeked pretty badly. Ugh. Well, suspicious now, huh? He clung to Kano with a mock camaraderie, despite the younger man's attempts to pull him away. Come on now, come on, Sasayama, cut it out. Sasayama's blithe confidence rattled Kano's nerves. Of course, there was a good reason for that confidence. Kano in Sasayama's jurisdiction, and particular region over which the organization or a member thereof has control or authority. In this case, it's the various police precincts, Metropolitan Police Department at the pinnacle of Tokyo's police hierarchy, has vastly more authority than other local precincts. But since many officers wind up needing to work both, rivalry has grown. Oh. The outright rivalry between the two isn't as notable as TV dramas may make it seem. They were positioned a good distance from where the handoff was taken. Two or more tips will appear in a single screen. Press tab repeatedly to change which words are underlined. Highlight you wish to read, then press space to continue pressing. Press space. Pressing tab or press escape. Return to reading to the story. Right. So let's check this one out. Oh, the statue of Hachiko. I remember this. One statue of a dog erected in 1904. The dog was famous for loyally waiting his absent master, well known as the meetup spot outside of Shibuya Station. Other popular meetup spots at the station are the display car for the original Tokyo 5000 series, commonly known as the Green Frog, the Moyai statue at the West End. Handoff was statue of Hachiko was surrounded by elite investigators from one of HQ's special investigations. Kano and his partner were just there to provide backup if the kidnapper attempted to flee. Look, better relax, we'll be fine. Kano gave him a wink. A moment later, the radio squawked on Kano's car. Everyone. Your eyes open. Who's coming in? Are they in a, sorry, are they like in a huddled up in a vehicle? A van. Voice coming in through the earpiece was Koji Kuze, who's operations director. Operations director is the individual responsible for directing the investigation in the event of a serious crime. Task force is set up. The operations director is the one who assumed command. TV dramas and other fictional accounts often feature some young prodigy from the MPD as operations. But in reality, the position usually goes to a proven veteran, which makes sense. Last year, he had been the Shibuya precinct's head detective and Kano's supervisor. You don't know when the perp is going to make contact. Put your guard down. Kuze's low, gravelly voice echoed in. Going gravelly. Don't sound too worried, Kuze. Kano winced at Sasayama's words. How could the man be so nonchalant? Okay, I'm looking at the background. It's kind of... I don't know if it's just me. It kind of looks like he's resting his head on his shoulder. Okay. Appointed time come and gone. Something should be happening. Whack. Kano smacked himself in the thigh to release a little bit of tension. The sound was louder than he intended, though the suit hid his muscular physique. It did little to dampen the noise. He needed to stay focused. He might be called into action anytime, at any moment. Handled abduction cases according to a certain standard investigation procedure. An attempt to extort money, or was the motive something personal? Should determine how they deal with the criminal. The investigation team's initial findings this time around probably weren't dealing with a professional kidnapper. Still, in all likelihood, it was someone with quite a long rap sheet. Probably someone who knew the family. So far, they had few leads on who might bear such a grudge. The whole situation is so unclear. The plan was to apprehend whomever came to make the handoff on site. If the culprit ran with the money, there'd be no guarantee of the hostage's well-being. Nothing. There he is. He's here. As he broke in, his voice spiked like an excited chirp. This is his particular vocal cord. Whenever he gets overly flustered, excited, or panicked, he slips into a childish register, prone to babbling, pitching his voice. Interesting. Okay, that's probably a note something to keep in mind for the future. The subject is a young male in his 20s, wearing a bandana and an orange hoodie. Like the guy that was in the character select menu? Calm and stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. It only happens when he got particularly worked. No, and Sasayama steeled themselves. No. To the subject now. 20-something male nonchalantly approached Hitomi to talk to her. Actually, it looks like one of those people who does like. How do I describe it? They're like scouting. Yeah, that's the word. They do scouting for like whether or not to hire them for like certain jobs. I believe it's like more like. Actually, I can't speak like it. I'm gonna. Alright, people, be ready to grab this guy. Uzi was stationed at the mobile command center, not far from the intersection. Grabs on the situation via radio surveillance from the camera team. The young man started speaking enthusiastically to Tommy. Detectives watched. Is this really the kidnapper? You'll encounter selections like these during the story. These choices will change the lives of other people, in addition to changing yours. Use up and down to make your choice, then select. Your choice will not impact you or any of the protagonists. Oh, okay. I don't think that's him though. I think that's just some random person who saw a cute girl and approached there to like scout. We'll exchange the money right now, right? So I think the situation isn't still entirely clear. I think we should still wait. Check them out. What do you guys think? This is a good idea. Do you think this is a good idea? Trust your gut on this one? What would be? The situation still wasn't entirely clear. We needed to get a better look at this. The newcomer held a bundle of letter-sized paper in which he showed Hitomi as he went on talking. He tried to hand her one of the papers, but she pointedly ignored him. Sure, the man kept trying to foist it off on her. Hitomi refused to respond, becoming as motionless as a statue of. Finally, the man gave up and walked away. I think that was right. That was right. And him. I felt the tension of the moment linger in his spine. Must have been hitting on her. Let's see. Or you know what? Scouting, hitting on her. That also should have crossed my mind. I don't know. Meeting someone on the fly like this takes a special knack. Looks are also important. Sometimes, of course, the person trying to get your attention out of nowhere is just trying to make a sales pitch for a product or a nearby establishment. Okay, that's all I was like. I was alright. It was semi-right. Glance, it doesn't always easy to tell the difference. It's pretty cute and all. He had a point. Though, of course, in Sasayama's voice made Kano brace him. Nothing on my Michan. What's a goofy music? She's got nothing on my Michan. Is this goofy music playing right now? Oh, okay, that's cute. Michan was Sasayama's wife. They got married just last month. Okay, that's more wholesome than I thought it'd be. Well, I'm happy to know that he's a loving husband. What is this? What is this picture? Let me tell you, Kano, married life is the best. Kano looks so done with this. You gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. Okay, now I feel personally attacked. Yama's favorite topic lately. I was getting more and more fed up with it. Like this is gonna be my parents in a couple years. Yama, come on, just knock it off, alright? Okay. This has become a common refrain of his since the. I'm fine. Your girlfriend then? Huh? Now? You can't be serious. Sasayama leaned in close again. Not having this conversation. Kano muttered, looking away. Ah, come on. Sasayama set his hand on Kano's chest, still playing the homeless troublemaker. You're falling. Let me see your lock screen. Huh? Sasayama pawed for the phone. You got a pic of your girlfriend on the lock screen. I do not. It was scary how on the mark Sasayama's instincts are. Hey, cut it out. We're in the middle of an investigation. Investigating, Sasayama chuckled as he plucked the phone from Kano's pocket. Bruh. What are these faces? His face scrunched up with astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. What the heck is this? It's not. I think this Masami Nagahama? Is he an idol or something? A national star, tends to play the heroine on national morning soap operas or national historical dramas. Her songs have been a series of national hits, and she's even slated to host the year-end national singing competition. Something about her is national. Huh, interesting. I realized he had to bite the bullet. No, that's my girlfriend. Her name is Rumi, and she's. Oh, so he doesn't have one. Okay. Sasayama cut him off. You're telling me this ain't Masami Naga? Oh, maybe they are dating. Nagahama, the famous actress, because right here is Masami Nakahama. Like I said, you sly old dog, trying to make it like you're dating Masami Nagahama. I'm not. I mean, I guess Rumi does kind of look like her. I'm gonna let out a huff. Do you think I'm gonna fall for that? Nothing to fall for, I swear. Yama scowled, unconvinced. Alright, then why don't you marry her? No stammered, but he had no answer. The truth was, he would have happily married her already, but there were obstacles that needed to be overcome. Okay, playtime's over. Let's focus on the job. Yama handed back Kano's phone and turned his gaze back to Hitomi. Kano let out a quick, uneasy sigh. Shoulders did feel looser. Maybe Sasayama had been trying to relieve a bit of the tension. Maybe he should be grateful. Now, several minutes have passed since the guy with the papers had gone away. At Hitomi, the strain on her face was visible. In addition to the weight of the attaché case herself, 5,000, 1,000, the 5,000, 10,000 yen bills held, held weighed close to 6 kilos. Her slender arm must be getting tired. Still, she refused to set the case down. She wasn't taking any chances with her sister's life. The kidnapping case had begun the day before, at around 7 p.m. MPD dispatch. Shibuya Precinct is reporting a missing person, believed to be an abduction. In Japanese law, the act of indirectly luring or deceiving someone into the control of a third party is known as kidnapping. Using forcible threats or violence to achieve the same results is known as abduction. Is Maria Osawa, 18-year-old student at Midoriyama Academy, last seen in the LL Diner near campus. Man was allegedly seen forcing her into a car nearby. All officers in the vicinity report to the scene at once. Sasayama had been working a burglary case in Shingume's 5th district when they got the call. Who arrived at the diner at 7:15 p.m. At roughly the same time, several other officers showed up to secure the area, off entry to nearby roadways, monitoring the surrounding establishments. Oh, so that's how Sasayama looks without the getup. Interesting. Restaurant. Kano and Sasayama were met by the girl who reported the kidnapping. Victim's twin sister, Hitomi. Tell us about when Maria was taken, starting from the very beginning. Kano said, keeping his voice low. My sister and I were supposed to go to a party together today. Hitomi was trembling, her voice hoarse. I messed up this time. Showed up right at 7, an hour later when I was supposed to. Sorry, I messed up the time. Showed up right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to. Maria had gone alone to the party, a mixture for locals and exchange students. Hitomi, arriving late, had showed up just in time to glance out the restaurant window to see her sister. Described the vehicle as a blue station wagon, Japanese make. Why would something like this happen to her? Hitomi held back her tears, but she was shaking all over. Did you get a look at the kidnapper? Yes, it was a man, middle-aged. There was another eyewitness, Leland Palmer. He identified himself as a lecturer at me and Maria's school. I saw too. Like Hitomi says. I heard Hitomi cry out, and so I went to the window to look. His was halting, as if he hadn't been in the country very long. I think that maybe the kidnapper was working alone. Leland explained that he had seen the man shove Maria into the backseat and clamber on the driver's seat. He had an accomplice. Wouldn't they have been driving? Neither Hitomi nor Leland had gone in a look at the suspect. Does it necessarily mean he wasn't working alone? Not necessarily. I don't know. There could have been someone already inside forcing her to stay inside. So then, as he shoved her in, he closed the door and walked around. So then, someone would just be able to hold her down on the inside. But okay, that's just me overthinking something. I was interviewing others who had been at the scene for other potential witnesses. Alright. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the senior detectives. Up a task force for the investigation. Get back to the station once you have once you have a handle on the situation there. Roughly half an hour had passed between the time the kidnapping was reported and the time the task force began operation. Task force. Roughly 150 people are working on the case in the Shibuya Precinct conference room. The force at work is HQ's first special investigation unit. Additionally, other detective sections, a riot squad, and investigators from neighboring precincts have been assembled. Interesting. When Kano and Sasayama got back to the precinct station, Kuze had already arrived from HQ. He informed them that a response team had been formed to investigate the victim's home. Second? Response team. In a case where someone had been abducted for ransom, it is often difficult to resolve the situation without cooperating with the family. Family can also be a hindrance in making arrest. To help guide the family's actions, a response team is assembled and stationed at the victim, led by an investigator with the proper training. One could feel a peculiar tension in the air. Unfamiliar MPD detectives scurried to and fro, pulled one of them aside to get a quick update. An hour had now passed since the kidnapping. There had been one new development. The perpetrator had made a threatening call to the victim's home. Following. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. by Hachi. Of the sister, he told me, 2 million yen. If not, growth life is for dude's casually eating a banana in the meeting. Iwaro, from the precinct, was put on the response team, along with detectives from elsewhere who'd received special training in abduction cases. Normally, a local precinct detective wouldn't have gone undercover. Kuze, however, had decided that having a knowledgeable local was crucial. Along. Disguise themselves as delivery people, movers, to make their way inside without arousing suspicion. There at 8:30. The response team had come prepared to run a trace if the kidnapper contacted the family's. The act of pinpointing the source of an incoming call. Police are not allowed to do this independently, without oversight. They must go through a formalized process that includes securing the cooperation of the phone company. In the past, conducting the trace itself would take time. Nowadays, acquiring the location can be practically instantaneous. I wonder if that's similar in the case for American. Actually, no, I think that's something similar to the case, because I think I heard something similar in the news about wasn't some cooperation with was it? I don't remember the details too much, but basically, the phone company was either Google or Apple. It was something where the police was trying to investigate something, but they couldn't get access to phone records due to some interference with the company, and so it went to court. But yeah, there was no further calls. Watch again. 20 minutes have now passed since the time designated for the ransom handoff. The kidnapper had yet to appear. Did we want to spook him? He wondered. Be calm. Asayama scanned the passing frog. Playing with us. This guy even picked this place. He voiced the question he's asking himself ever since he. Asayama shrugged. Figured he might want to blend in the crowd, nab the money, and disappear before anyone knows there. Pick Shinjuku or Ginza. The big crowd didn't just benefit the kidnapper after all. It also allowed the police to use the sea of people to conceal. Now, there were 50 detectives stationed within a 50-meter radius of where Hitomi stood. I forgot to. I don't know if they mentioned this, but what? It's like mid 2000s, 2010 to 2020. It was then. I forgot when this game came. The kidnapper would be taking a major risk if his plans was to nab the ransom money and run. That's what bothered Kano. Any criminal with half a brain would know better to do a handoff in front of Hachiko. Overthinking things, pal. Asayama grumbled. No, I'm not. Kano reached into his pocket, pulled out his notepad. It was Kano's dick diary. Huh? It's his what? Yo. Sorry. Kano's dick diary. I'm sure it means something, which he always kept close at hand. Asayama rolled his eyes. Again. Kano ignored him, flipping through the notepad pages. Ah, here it is. Dictum 89. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. What this Sherlock Holmes is this? Favorite saying of Kyozo Tatino, an assistant inspector from the Shibuya precinct. You know what's the kind of detective Kano aspired to be. For the current operation, he'd been placed in charge of Hitomi's personal safety. He was in position to defend her as soon as the ransom was off. Of course, Hitomi hadn't been informed of how much protection she was under. There was a risk that if she acted too secure, it might. I think Tatino has the right idea. Sasayama snorted quietly. Great detective. On. Do you know how many irrelevant things are to consider? And Kano ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. Kano had faith in Tatino, both a detective and as an individual. He had his first witnessed Tatino's brilliance during the standoff financial company 3 years earlier. The man had shut himself in an office, splashing gasoline everywhere and threatening. While the others hesitated, Tatino unflinchingly doused himself with gasoline and stood into holy shit! And stood into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secured the scene. Awestruck by Tatino's actions, Kano, who at the time had been content to be a run-of-the-mill policeman, had found it quite inspiring. Ill, you know. Sasayama murmured under his breath. A detective as Tatino is, it's not like anyone else. Suppose not, Kano said. So? Only time anyone's ever hears a cop's name is if he's caught up in some scandal or killed in of duty. I mean, doesn't really seem fair, does it? I'll just shrug. It was a strange definition of unfair, really. I mean, you got celebrity chefs and celebrity hairdressers and stuff. No celebrity gumshoes, you know? Look, please. Can you just focus on what we're doing here? He rubbed his eyes, then turned his attention back to his. Didn't sleep. Not enough, I guess. Not time. Between bringing in supplies for the base of operations, raiding the team's vehicles, operations is usually set up in a large room at the precinct, such as an auditorium, MPD, and precinct investigators there, and communications equipment, investigation resources, and such are brought in. Because of the scale and scope of these activities, newspaper reporters can be liable to notice. So, in cases such as a kidnapping where the victim's personal safety is at stake, the flow of information is tightly controlled. In the team's vehicles, copying hundreds of documents, and various other tasks. Kano had barely slept the previous night, hadn't gotten a meal in. Honestly, it sounds like something I would do. What have you been doing? Energy for today. Oh, what have you been doing? Emma puffed out his chest. Saving my energy for today. So you were sleeping. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is! Suzu's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. And in his 20s, wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag. There you go, that's the other character. young man had emerged from the crowd, about 15 feet from where he told me he was standing. He strode toward her, a sinister look on his face. He didn't match Hitomi's description, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves at the same time. Maybe the kidnapper had hired some young street punk to snatch the ransom payment? What do you think, Kano? Asayama whispered. Yeah, I think that he's got to be. Shit. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees ready to act fast, finishing the stiffness that had to take hold. Or perhaps... The young man tried to snatch the briefcase from Hitomi, but she clung on to it with desperate strength. It's him! Sorry. The blur effect in this. Rushed in. Whoa, hey, what the hell? The young man cried, but frantically and tried to dart away. But the officers closed in, forcing him bodily to the ground. Target secured. Oh geez, I think we've got another suspect on the scene. He's taking the ransom! Jose's hysterics made Kano spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, Kashe case in hand. Mamba detectives scrambled to pursue. Before Kano could react, most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the original suspect. Oh, so he was a diversion. I guess someone told him to go grab the suitcase. And so when he got pinned to the ground, he'd run off with the original one. What do I do with this guy, sir? He might have some connection to the kidnapper. Should I? Oh sure, that'd be swell. I'm on it. With the help of one of the remaining detectives, Kano brought the suspect back to the Shibuya precinct. Look, how many times do we have to go through this? What the crap? In the interrogation room, the young man who gave his name as Aichi Endo steadfastly insisted on his innocence. Why'd you try to steal the case? Kano watched Aichi's face intently. Like I said, it looked heavy, so I was just trying to help her. What? So I was just trying to help her out. Inconceivable that a young girl would want to help out a pretty girl. Hitomi had been standing there, hardly in desperate need of assistance. She hadn't set the case down, but I figured that there had to be something important inside. Entry from Kano's dick diary shot through. I'm sorry, this is still too funny to say. Dick victim 25. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the truth. I'm yanking in the dick. Interesting. Classic advice for questioning. Something important, you say, such as, "What would I know?" Aichi smiled, and slumped his back into his chair. And her textbook back and forth, going on for nearly an hour. Kano didn't mind. Chasing down criminals was all well and good, but questioning suspects was another key part of the job. Plenty of oft-seen work went into cracking a case. Once again, had Aichi explain what he'd been doing, starting from the beginning. Am I saying his name wrong? Is it Achi? Aichi? Achi? Yeah, Achi. And when Kano finally emerged from the interrogation room for a short break, he learned that there had been some progress on the case. Police hadn't been able to determine yet, however, was whether or not Maria was safe. To check his anxiety, Kano consulted his dick diary. Dick dictum 54. Waste makes waste. Oh, okay. I don't know if it just clicked. So dick dictum, is that like a reference to like so dictum is like something like pertaining to like words and phrases, and dick is short for like police slang, right? So that's why it's called dick dictum. He felt his tension subside. Remembering the right maxim always helped. It was like casting a magic spell. I returned to control at Achi once more. You were there to act as a distraction, to mess up the investigation, weren't you? Looked a bit dumbfounded. What are you on about? Truth hungers to be free. Hungry? Got some katsudon. Fried pork, isn't it? Nice dish considering a bowl of white rice topped with breaded pork cutlet and it. That sounds so good. Several variations such as sauced katsudon, where egg is replaced with Worcestershire sauce, and miso katsudon. Pork is stewed in miso. Not typically the sort of thing a policeman offers to a suspect during interrogation. This could be seen as baiting with food, is to be avoided. He nodded silently. Oh, why would they show this to me? Oh, I'm so hungry just looking at this. He devoured the bowl of katsudon with gusto. It looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Alright then, spill it. What's this guy after? Achi just shrugged. I don't know, he murmured. Thick slice of egg laid in pork between his teeth. Accomplices do you have? Kano asked. He shook his head as he inhaled his food. Finally, Kano flipped through his notebook once more. Let's see. Number 115. 5, huh? Sorry, I can't do this song. Use the lights to your advantage. The minutes ticked past, he found himself referring to this book again and again, trying a dozen different methods to tease out whatever his suspect might be hiding. The experience began to feel strangely surreal. There were two voices echoing hollowly in the interrogation room. Eventually, Kano looked at the clock and realized the questioning has been going on for nearly 5 hours. Holy. He still hasn't made any headway. What was he supposed to do next? No one would know. He sure didn't. Still, he was determined to do whatever he could to keep the victim and her family safe. Clenching his teeth in frustration, he perused the Dick diary like it was scripture. 1-6. Monotonous questioning was clearly tiring Achi out. His eyelids were drooping like they were beginning to get heavy. 7. Get him while they're tired. Kano's eyes gleamed. Part of some criminal gang, aren't you? Huh? He slumped forward heavily. Nodding off was basically the same as nodding, right? No, that's not a confirmation of any kind. Mr. Kuze, I did it! The young guy we grabbed at the handoff site, he finally confessed to the crime. What are you talking about? Kuze laughed in disbelief. We're just about to apprehend the mastermind here. Oh. Huh? Arnold clutched his cell phone, dumbstruck. Listen, why don't you, look, just wait there at HQ, okay? No, it can't be. I... After the kidnapping case wrapped up, Kano tendered his resignation? What? Not cut out to be a detective after all, he thought to himself. Big diary on his desk as he left the precinct for the last time. What the fuck? Holy shit, we just went through a whole character arc. Over for him just like that? Bad end. Number 1. So long, Shibuya. Kano wound up at a bad end. However, this does not mean that the choice you made for Kano was the wrong one. Oh, okay, I got... You can't just show me bad end and then tell me that, oh, this was the right choice. One of the other protagonists, Achi Ando, has an impact on Kano's fate here. You can avoid a bad end by making proper decisions. Another character story. For a detailed hint, check the tip by underlining the bad end title. Press tab and space. Number 1. So long, Shibuya. Hint. Kano had every reason to suspect Aichi Endo, but arresting him turned out to be a mistake. If Achi hadn't approached Hitomi, this wouldn't have happened. Try playing Achi's story up to 10:30 and make a choice that keeps him from going up to her. If you do that, Kano won't even have a chance to arrest him. Things should play out different. What kind of like time loop multi-universe game is this? Huh? So let me get this straight. There is a linear story, but without the intervention of other people, things are just gonna divert to bad endings until you finally make all the right choices, until you get to that, stay on that linear path. What is this game? Holy moly, this is crazy. Try playing, okay. If you do that, Kano, okay, yeah. Whoa, this is insane. Like, I'm actually a lot more interested. I'm more interested than I initially was. Hang on. Now select Aichi Endo, one of the other protagonists. Follow Aichi's story for a little while. Achi. I have to say it's Achi. Whoa. Hey, this beat's kind of bumping. Achi Endo called out to his door to his father's room. Okay, I'm heading out. Sure. His father sounded unconcerned. He didn't even open the door. Sure you don't want me to stay here in the shop? Not like we're gonna get any customers. Yeah, I guess not. By the front held a stack of heavy-duty trash bags. He pulled a few of them out. Maybe that kind of day. He stuffed the trash bags into his pockets, then slipped out on his favorite pair of sneakers. The way to Achi's home also led into the family shop. His pieces of electronics were piled up like so much junk in a tiny rental space. This bump brought the risk of an avalanche. He wove his way through the gaps in the appliance like a spelunker pouring. Excuse me. Gaps in the appliances like a spelunker exploring a cave. The station, if you make your way past the 109 building, then up through Dogenzaka, you'll come across an old shopping district. In its outskirts is Endo Electronics, in the same place it's been for decades. Within its dimly lit interior, you'll find rows of wares, all caked in dust. At a glance, you might well assume the place was closed in, or closed. Oh my god. A mom and pop place like Endo's couldn't compete with the big consumer chains booming throughout Shibuya. So far, the store had remained in business, thanks to the locals who appreciated that they made house calls. Oh, hell yeah, this song is actually pretty cool. I like the guitar. Things weren't looking good for the future. A nominal successor to the business, had no interest whatsoever in working there. Oh, that must be rough. Stepped out of the shop and into the sunny morning air. Good weather lifted his spirits. Alrighty, time to do this. Yosha! He unfurled one of the big garbage bags, which caught the wind and fluttered like a cape. Then he slowly made his way towards Shibuya Station, scanning his surroundings all the while. This place is filthy. He paused to pick up plastic bottles that had been tossed onto the ground. Then, with a heavy sigh, he slipped the crushed his trash bag. Been picking up trash around town like this for about 6 months now. It has gotten so that the sort of garbage most people would hardly notice stood out to him like a sore thumb. Most days he'd fill his trash bag to the top by the time he made it from his house to Dogenzaka to the train station. Most days he filled his trash bag to the top by the time he made it from his house in Dogenzaka to the train station. Today, he was halfway to the station when a woman's anxious voice caught his attention. Sorry. In a bit of a hurry here. He looked up and saw a timid-looking woman being confronted by two men, one with brown hair, one with black. The look of them, he guessed that the men were scouts for some hostess club. Into this sort of thing pretty frequently, trash cleaning while around town. Another kind of trash to take care of. He interposed himself, the girl and the two recruiters. Hey, can't you see that you're bothering her? Huh? Who the hell are you? Two men glared. Take a hike, pal. He stood his ground. Look, he ain't interested. I just have to find some other mark. Hustler's annoyance turned to open rage. Well, listen to you. Got a bit of a mouth, huh, buddy? Brown-haired thug smacked his lips around. The brown-haired thug smacked his lips around his chewing gum like a dog worrying a bone. How about we take this to someplace more quiet, yeah? Means can depend on the person speaking. To a young woman, let's go someplace more quiet. Might suggest a cafe or a park, but to a street punk, it might be an alley where passerbys stood by uneasily, watching the goings on. Hey, take it easy. I'm not looking for trouble. That's supposed to be an apology. On your knees and beg, pal. He spat his gum out to the ground. He looked down to the glistening wad of gum. Last shred of goodwill vanished. You better pick that up. Right now. What? Didn't you hear me? As I told you. Get on your knees and and shot out, grabbing the man by the jaw. Whoa, it's easy, pal. The other man's bravado drained from his face. Oh! He tightened his grip on the brown-haired hustler's jaw. Sweat dripped from the man's reddening brow. Erg. The man struggled, but Achi just tightened his grip. Gum's a real pain in the ass to clean up after it's gone sucked street, you know. For that. Wait, are you? The other hustler's panicked eyes had fixed on. Yeah. Oh crap. A shirt, man. My voice started to break. Was starting to break. That's me. Mean Clean. What kind of name? Mean Clean. Such a funny name. Guy with a Mean Clean shirt carrying around a trash bag? That means your face went pale. Gah. Meme Gleam? The other man echoed the words through his held shut jaw, tears welling up in his eyes. Right, pal. Achi clenched the man's jaw harder still. It's Mean Clean. Ow, 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 ow. We're sorry, man. You're Achi, right? Dude, we honestly had no idea. Come on, man. You gotta cut us some slack. The man scrambled to snatch the wad of gum off the street, stuffing it into his pants back. Ew. Finally, Achi let go of his companion. Brown-haired hustler's face was twisted up with fear, tears streaming down his cheek. Gasping out hasty apologies, the two thugs scampered off. Hey, so a shy smile came to the girl's face. Her name is Ryoko Kakinuma, a second-year student at Midoriyama's Academy Law School. These hustlers managed to corner her while she was on her way to a part-time job at a cafe. It's a popular plot in trashy e-novels for the main character to fall in love with the hustler. Things rarely happen in real life. Thank you for saving me. No, I apologize. Carol stared in surprise. You'll run into creeps like that now and again then, but don't hold it against us. Shibuya's a good town. Yeah, okay. He gave her a quick wave, then turned and continued his walk down Zaka. What a cool guy. He was Shibuya's born and raised. He was keenly aware of all the changes that the ward had seen since he was a kid. Stalls and inconspicuous little side streets, many parks nestled between buildings. She knew it all like the back of his hand. Human or otherwise, had no place in this town, not on his watch. This felt like a Yakuza side story, not gonna lie. Achi made his way down towards Shibuya Station. Throngs of people shuffled to and fro across the Scramble. You shifted constantly from one moment to the other to the next, almost as if the city itself were alive. And if the city was a living thing, the Shibuya Station was its heart. With streets like Onkamura Dori and Center Guy serving as the arteries pumping a bloodstream made. Today, as ever, the heart was pumping that blood to every nook and cranny for Shibuya. Where was Achi, just another part of this great urban organism. One of the the city's white blood cells. Oh, wait, maybe I'm a red blood cell? Hold on. Is that right? Or did I have it right the first time? Blood cells eliminate pathogens from the red blood. Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout. I was probably thinking of white blood cells. Okay, so he isn't the most knowledgeable. From his reverie, he noticed a rather conspicuous young woman standing by the stage statue. Here's the spot. Ooh, she's totally my type. Oh boy. Be up someone's alley to be someone's cup of tea. Okay. Wonder if she's a model or a small-time actress or something. Looks like she's waiting for someone. Another guy. Dang. If she was, there was no way she wasn't already taken. I scored a girl like that. Which asked CEO of an IT company. Rushing down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wistfully at. He noticed something peculiar. She was carrying a Hitachi case. Behind a businessman might. It was a large case, and apparently so heavy that she was struggling to hold it despite using both. Wow, I see. Guess he really didn't see that. Oh, you've reached a decision point. Let's not have Aichi approach Hitomi. Use the up and down key to select an option and press. What kind of person makes a young lady lug around something heavy like that? He figured he'd offer to carry it for her, but oh, that's part of choice A. But first, I gotta dump this trash. Looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Yeah, this is what happened the first time around with this option. But first, I gotta dump this trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. First, I gotta dump this trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Now, Achi won't approach Hitomi, which means he will avoid being arrested by Kano. At the same time, Kano's fate will also change. He will no longer wind up at a bad end. So, let's switch back to Kano's story using the time chart. There's a time chart? Holy shit. Okay. Kano's story using the time chart. Press F2 to open it. Whoa. Time chart. It shows the protagonist's progression. With the story, decision points are marked with left or down right. Kano's fate has changed based on Aichi's actions. Kano's 1030 block. Press N. I suppose you can call it that. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's laugh. There he is. Ooh, sorry. There he is. Jose's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. Previously, Achi got mixed up with Kano and the police, but now, another man has appeared instead by changing what Achi did. You've also changed Kano's story. The man in the black coat. He's not Japanese. He looks to be in his early 30s. Bro, it looks like a man who hasn't outgrown his emo phase. That's okay, that's mean. I shouldn't say that. A foreign man had emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He made his back towards her, his expression blank. Didn't match the description Hitomi gave. Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. The kidnapper was using an accomplice to snatch the ransom payment? Right. So, I'm gonna raise the eyebrow. Maybe you're a guy. I swallowed the lump in his throat. He begged. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had began to take hold. Perhaps. Danger took a hold of the Atashi. It was him! In mass, the detectives began to close in. Let's go, Kano. On it! Asayama and Kano leaped into action. Never expected what happened next. The case clutched in both arms. The man veered suddenly, running right towards them. Kano's story had suddenly hit a keep out. Keep out refers to a point in the story where your progress is currently stopped. In order to advance beyond a keep out, you need to jump from another protagonist's story. 1030, Achi has the text. Young man in a suit. Set as red keywords. Checking these red keywords will allow you to jump from Achi's story back to Kano's. Oh my god, this is gonna be so confusing. Now head back to Achi's story and keep an eye out for that key phrase. This game is starting to blow my mind. Holy shit! Like the intricacies when it comes to like how they set up the narrative, like not the narrative itself right now, but like how the game mechanic is to set up this narrative. Oh boy, it's gonna make keeping track of everything a mess. But at the same time, it's so fascinating to be jumping back and forward. Try following the story from Achi at 1030. Approach the girl. Approach the girl. Press up to go back and reread selections you've already played through. Scroll ahead through text you've already read. Press down when rewinding, advancing like this. A bookmark will sometimes appear in the upper left corner. Press space while Displayed to reread the current page. What do I need to do? Ooh, she's totally my type. Wonder if she's a model or some small time actress or something. Did I mess up here? Looks like she's waiting for someone. Probably another guy, dang. Looking as she was, there's no way she wasn't already taken. What kind of guy scores a girl like that? Probably a rich ass CEO of an IT. Rushing down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wistfully at the girl. He noticed something peculiar. She was carrying an attaché case, kind businessman might use. It was a large case and apparently so heavy that she was struggling to hold it despite using both hands. But now, what kind of person makes a young girl uh, something like heavy like that? Here that he had offered to carry it for her. Now open the time chart here. Oh, wait. So am I supposed to click A then? First, gotta dump this trash. He looked, or oh, this is just to recount what happened earlier. Looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby, and it came up beside the girl. He was dressed in black and he wasn't Japanese. Looked like they were having a conversation. Nodded tensely at something the man said. Wait, this is actually kind of funny. So we have Kano in the background with Sasayama, and Achi was just standing in front of him. Something tells me that handed the attaché case over to the man. Took hold of it with his right hand and walked briskly away. Whoa! Nearby homeless man suddenly leapt over Achi and broke into a run. He'd been waiting for this very moment. Okay, so this is that's just re-explaining. Sitting alongside him was a young man in a suit. Some words in the text appear in red. Red text denotes important keywords that let you jump between different protagonists. Oh, okay. Stories. This allows you to shift between characters at specific points. This can allow you to clear out a keep out. Another character story. Let you read on if you come across red text. Come across red text, press tab to underline it, then press space. Window will appear allowing you to jump from one protagonist. Another at the space to continue. The character story after the keep out. Give it a try. Forming a jump from the screen, you can advance another protagonist story past a keep out. Ooh, interesting. Press space to confirm and jump over to Kano's story. Time to jump. Whoa. That's cool. Let's go, Kano. On it. Sasayama and Kano leapt into action. Did it? You just jump successful. In 428, you will often need to jump to get past another character's keep out. Jump from red keywords to clear a keep out. Keep this in mind as you advance. Throughout the story. Okay, there won't be any more tutorial messages for a while. If you get stuck somewhere, try changing protagonists or making different decisions. Yes. You can now use the time chart and the main menu. In the main menu, you can access gameplay. Pressing F2 to open the time chart, F1. I never expected what happened next. The case clutched in both arms. The man suddenly veered, running right towards them. What? In sight of the two detectives, the suspect staggered to a halt, then bolting off in a new direction. He whipped off his costume glasses and followed in hot pursuit. Crosswalk. The signal changed to red, and the flow of foot traffic abruptly halted. Hundreds of cars were lurched back into motion. There's no escape for the culprit now, or so it appeared. Converging cops slowed their pace, confident their man was cornered. And the foreigner barreled straight into the intersection, dodging between the oncoming cars without any hesitation. This guy must have grown up in New York or something. Holy shit. A mob of detectives came to a halt, not eager to rush to their deaths along with him. Kano, however, remained in hot pursuit, charging into the traffic at the crossing. Kano, are you crazy? Come back! Kano heard Sasayama shouting, but his feet kept carrying him on. Oh! With shouts and sirens echoing all around, Kano closed in on the foreigner. Okay, he didn't get hit. A little closer, just a little closer, and he'd be in tackling him. Leaned forward, prepared to pounce, his eyes fixed on the culprit's feet. It was now or never. Kano, back off! Don't take him down! It was Kuze, shouting through Kano's earpiece. Huh? Kano hesitated in surprise. He really just been ordered not to apprehend the criminal? Go for now. The real purpose somewhere else, someplace else. This is a police jargon for perpetrator. Here, Kuze is referring to the fact that the principal offender in the case must be. What happened to the plan? He'd been told that all personnel were to secure the area ASAP. Didn't HQ want them to catch the perpetrator? Police term dedicated exclusively to the task of apprehending the criminal. While kidnapping case is in progress, the roles of the officers involved are carefully designated so that every officer is ready to take immediate action as the situation develops. Tried and true veteran MPD officers are put in charge of teams for breaking into buildings or apprehending the target suspect. Stay on the foreigner's tail. Forensics team, I guess, deployed by MPD to handle the actual tests and techniques on-scene investigations, such as preparing fingerprints and analyzing photos. Forensics teams get busy cross-referencing photos. Even if the foreigner was only an underling hired for this one task, police had now tipped their hand that they've been lying. Didn't lock things down now and get more info on the kidnapper, a girl's life might not be at stake. Kano recalled another maxim from his dictum. Dictum number 12. Always assume a worst case scenario. Kuze had told him to let this guy go, implied he was counting on the team that was now in position. But if the crook had planned a way to break through the police dragnet and escape with the ransom, and he succeeded, what was the right call here? Do you take this guy down or back off after all? Oh, you can't do this to me now. Shit. My mind is telling me. I feel like this would actually interfere with somebody else, right? But I feel like if we do this, it's the action they expect us to do, and we're gonna get a bad ending from it. I mean, if that happens, then I guess we can just jump. So let's listen to what Kuze has to say, and then let's let the other officers and get back to what we needed. Kuze's instructions had been clear. Let the other officers chase after the guy. Kano had his own jump. He broke off his pursuit, pointing the next wave of detectives in the direction. Kano had almost gotten close enough to get a good look at the guy's face. Kuze had ordered him to let the guy go. Well, his boss should know what he's. Herp was someone else's problem now. He had just ceased his pursuit when Kuze's panicked voice surrounded the trail in his ear. Someone's taking Hitomi! I don't recognize Kuze's trademark squawking immediately. Subject male. He appeared to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of Meiji Dori. What? Hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped? Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? I must be waiting for the moment that the police took their eyes off of her. It's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Are in search of the man who had taken Hitomi. Oh, so now we tried chasing 2 rabbits and we can't get either of them. That's the case here. This is the bad end, I guess. Ano hurried in search of what the man who had taken Hitomi. If he was heading towards Mijidori, there was a good chance that he'd gone down one of the alleyways nearby. Darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man, another foreigner, crossing an intersection a few dozen meters. The man was dressed in black, just like the guy who grabbed the ransom money. The Emperor wasn't acting alone. But wait, something was amiss. Hitomi wasn't with him. Where was she? Ano skidded around the corner, then stopped short. Ugh! Holy shit! The man in black was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Before Kano could react, the man fired. Holy sh! Kano felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. He looked up for his cheek, pressed against the asphalt, and the palms of his hands. They felt. There was nothing he could do. Nothing. He sat there and watched as his killer turned and walked away. Bad end. Number 4. Shot by a foreigner. Wow. Trying to find a man who'd taken Hitomi, Kano ran into a different criminal. Fortunately for him, he got shot. If the criminal hadn't been able to get near Hitomi, probably wouldn't have been taken. Have Achi make the choice to Hitomi instead at 10:35. I see. Okay. What is this? Well, seeing that the time is what the time is right now, I am going to return to the title screen. I think this is a good place to end for today's session or stream. But holy smokes, this game. Hey, this game, honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be like this right off the bat, but holy shit, this was really good. Like, this is really interesting. I like so interested on how this is going to be going to play out. Probably stream this again while I'm on Scuffed Setup. So that being said, thank you for all who came by and stuck to the end to watching so far. It's been really fun. I really playing this game, and I'm going to try this again while I can. That'd probably be the best to continue this while I'm on this stream. So, being said, let me see if I can actually do something right now. I'll see if I can. Okay, this is killing my. Okay, I'm probably just gonna end stream right here, just like this, just like that. But this has been Yuzora, and see you guys again back with this game and at another point. Bye bye.